Hello friends, hosts Eric and Rachel here in this primitive quick cave dwelling where you can see the rock formation behind us and this marble outcropping of stone here that we're leaning against. It's some of the most comfortable marble I've ever leaned against, actually. Truth is, we're in a hotel because listing day brought another unexpected 180. So, what's been getting me, and I think Rachel as well, frustrated in this process, although Rachel doesn't show much frustration, is that every time we try to settle into a new norm, it seems like reality pulls a 180 on us and says, nope, that's not how things are going. We just moved back into the house, and we're getting settled back into living there. Today was listing day, and Dean texted me earlier saying the Arcadia Realtors Association canceled this Wednesday's open house. Normally, I guess they have open houses on Wednesday and Sundays in our neighborhood. But canceling an open house doesn't mean they can't do showings. And the listing went up today, and Dean got, he said, at least a dozen calls, and he's got 2 showings tomorrow, one the day after, one the day after, one the day after, an open house on Sunday, and this is just the first day of listing, so probably he'll get more showings in the next couple of days as people discover the listing.
Yeah.
It's interesting, doesn't she look great today? I said the same thing about her hair today, remember?
Thank you. Yeah, you did.
I did. So 2 different people tell you it must be true.
Yeah. It's growing.
Well, you know, what's interesting is tonight's chaos wasn't very bad, frankly. We got a late announcement from Dean that despite the fact that the open house was not going on tomorrow, that he had showing scheduled. So basically, we're here for the next 3 nights at the Meridian, Le Meridian, which we like this hotel. It's new. It feels comfortable, kind of stylish. It's not particularly more expensive than any other hotel, really. But as you can see, like, it's got kind of a cool vibe to it, right? Like a chair in there, a little table with the orange thing. It's got this kind of closet with those cool leather handles. I like those. Yeah, so we got a lot of immediate action on it. If you look it up on Redfin, it lists at 1.15, and the Redfin estimate on it is 1.1685 or something like that. So we're just under the estimate. Now, what I noticed before it listed was the Zillow's estimate on it was 1.33, but I think it. I don't know. It may have been listed. It may have been registered as 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, but it's listing as 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, with an extra room. It kind of makes me wonder if we should have really put that extra bathroom in the back house, you know. But
Dean went against it.
yeah, I guess. Well, his reasoning was too many questions would ensue. But regardless, yeah, we're hope. What's the Addy? Well, we took a little bit tonight so that we could.
The address.
Oh.
Mm.
I'll type it in here. Not at all.
I always say that too, Faye, if you don't mind my saying.
I must say they did a good job of taking pictures. They did an excellent job.
Yes.
It's definitely up on Redfin. I didn't see it on Zillow earlier, but I haven't looked. Presumably those kind of things migrate to the various sites over the course of the first couple of days. I'm not sure how that works, but so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we were able to clean up the house, pack up our shit, remake those beds, and get out of there in fairly short order. In fact, it's 8:25 right now,
How did
and
the couch look?
it looked fine. I put it
Okay.
back together.
Okay.
And you know, it's like I went and cleaned all the counters off, you know, any like stains or spots or anything. Got all the hair out of the bathtub and the bathroom floor and stuff.
I noticed. Thank you so much.
Of course, sure. You were busy. You got a lot of stuff to pack and stuff like that. So I got all the trash cans out. I really want to get that pod out of the way in front of the house, and I'm feeling like it's getting to be about time to do that. But I need to do one final packing with the bungee cords we got to make sure shit doesn't flop around. And I think we could probably, well, yeah, probably pretty safely send it up there. Although I kind of want to know how long the escrow is going to be, you know.
Mm.
And like how much are we going to move back in during the escrow just for 30 days? We should still try to keep it as lean as possible so we don't have to remove in and remove out, you know. But I'm feeling pretty good about the immediate flurry of action on it. That's encouraging.
Yes.
And yeah, if we get a cash offer, we can get a shorter escrow. That would be nice. But, you know, if it's not a cash offer and it's a 30-day escrow, but it's substantially bigger than a cash offer, we'll just have to be patient, you know. So everybody do check out our house listing if you feel like it.
Yeah.
320 Armada Road, the address is there, and it is up, at least on Redfin. Presumably it'll be up on Zillow at some point. I didn't see it there earlier, but, you know. And, well, I can actually read from the text that the realtor sent to get a sense of how it played out a bit, because it's kind of cool. Let's see. So he said, so at like 3 o'clock, 3 hours after he had listed it, he already had 3 to 4 calls, he said. And then later he said, at 4 o'clock. I've had probably a dozen calls today about the house and people wanting to see it various times this week, including 2 or 3 requests for tomorrow. Are you staying there or at a hotel? So I said, we can clean up and pack out tonight if need be. I said, yeah, we're beginning that process. We'll be in a hotel tonight. Showings are tomorrow in the afternoon. And then he follows up at 5 with, I have multiple showing requests for tomorrow, as well as at least one on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday's the open house too, so it's going to be a busy week with people coming and going at various times. I'll be able to get them in between myself being there and the lockbox if needed, but I might be disruptive to you staying there, just heads up. Well, I said, we will be in a hotel for a while. I can send you daily updates with various showing times, but I'll green light all the showings unless you tell me you're going to be home. Hopefully with the volume of calls I'm getting, we'll have a buyer soon. I think it's going to be a very busy week. And then the last piece of information was, I want people to see it in the daylight. My goal is for all the showings to be between 10 and 4. So that sounds pretty good to me. Sounds pretty encouraging.
Sounds pretty good to me too.
Who's It's gotten over 1,500 views according to the Redfin page? Oh, really? What do you know? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exciting and it's hard at the same time. And it's frustrating and it's satisfying at the same time because things finally get going and things get moving and stuff, but we're just really bad at getting that. Don't get settled in here, Eric, because it's going to list and it's going to be showings, because nobody told us as soon as it lists there's going to be showings right away. And Dean had told me that they'd canceled Wednesday open house for this week, so I assumed we weren't going to have any showings tomorrow,
No, I didn't think that we were going to have any showings tomorrow.
Until Sunday. That's basically what he texted me initially until the listing went live and he got, I guess, more action than he expected or something. Hello, friends. Let's see, Jay O'Connell's saying that. What's that? Lou LeFay's doing. Yeah, sorry about tonight, Lou. We were scheduled to chat with Lou at 6 o'clock, but then the realtor came as per my timings here, and we got roped up into getting out of there. I think we did a pretty good job of cleaning it up.
Yeah, me too.
And I will say, the stagers, it looks nice, despite the fact that it's not my taste, right? Like, I wouldn't have any of the dumbass things on my house, but it looks nice and clean and open. Like there's plenty of room.
Yeah, it does.
Much less cluttered than it did when my dad was living there,
Mm-hmm. Buyers don't really care about like that stuff. Like, oh, this thing is so unique to the person who we're buying from. Like, that makes me want to buy it. Like, they want to be able to have their own vision.
Yeah. They want to be able to use bookshelves wrong.
Yeah.
Stack books on their stomachs instead of their sides or their bottoms.
Yeah. Oh.
So anyway, it's a topsy-turvy world we live in. Well, we're in a hotel again because it listed today. We had just gotten settled back into the house after all the staging and the photo taking. And we didn't expect them to start showing it until this weekend, or Dean to start showing it until this weekend. But he's got 2 showings tomorrow, one Thursday, one Friday, one Saturday already. And CJ O'Connell, what did you do? What did you
Was that
do?
a finger slip?
Yeah, it was.
That happens. I've been there.
How dare you, Boy Klaus? How dare you ask what the title is about? You deserve to get timed out for that. No, I can unhide him, but I can't untime him out.
No, he has to wait.
He just has to wait the 200 seconds. Anyway, the 180 was basically, it's just, we can't really plan ahead very well. We can't anticipate how to solve problems or deal with things effectively because things keep changing, you know. 1 minute today, I'm thinking that we were going to be in the house until Sunday. We were talking about maybe going out of town one day this weekend or two nights this weekend because of Sunday's open house. And then we eat some gummies, we settle in for couch melt time. All of a sudden, 180. Nope, we got to be out of here tonight. We got to be in a hotel. They're showing it tomorrow. You know, it's that's the 180, and it's been like that. Just it seems like back and forth and back and forth. These, as soon as we think we understand what's going to stay the same, it changes. But we're getting better at it. Tonight was very efficient, I think, getting out of the house.
Yeah.
And we're already pared down to the minimum things, kind of. So we don't have to do a lot of editing when we're packing to go to the hotel anymore. We saw Delilah briefly tonight. That's all the fam I have left, really. Oh, man, that one I forgot to call back. Oh, yeah. You are my favorite guy, oh, yeah. So, you know, here we are. Back in the Meridian. Killing time. Waiting for the next week to pass and find out what the outcome is, you know? It's like, in 1 week now, 1 week from now, we should know where we're standing. Whether everybody's come and looked at it and said, nah, or whether people come and looked at it and said, I like this house at the listing price. Whether in an ideal world there's a bit of a bidding war and maybe it gets up to even 1.12, you know, 1.2, I mean, instead of 1.15. That'd be an ideal heaven world. Worst case scenario, hopefully we get at least 1.1, 1.12, something like that. Cover all the commissions and everything and still clear $1 million. So that's where we're at, and
What's the worst case?
worst case scenario, is we have to take less than I fired our realtor for offering us. Then I'd feel bad on two levels. But if we get at least 30 grand more than she was offering us, then I'll feel like I was right in making and being mad, you know. Is an INFJ a good abstract painter? I guess it depends on the INFJ. I don't think of INFJs as especially good visual artists, but they do have excellent aesthetics, like clothes they wear and stuff like that. My INFP friend Liz, she's a really great visual artist, but she doesn't care how she dresses or anything. So maybe there's an inverse proportional thing. But I don't really care how I dress a lot of times either, and I'm not a good visual artist at all. I'm like history's worst drawer.
Hello, oh yeah. Greetings.
You went to a sapphic masquerade ball?
What does sapphic mean?
I think it means having to do with lesbians.
Oh. How did your mask turn out? Were you happy with it? It looked like, from what we saw, really cool. Did you wear wings? Like, what was the rest of your outfit like? I want to know what your mask was like, and I want to know what the rest of your outfit was like.
When you got there, were you surprised to discover there were nothing but straight women? Hey, I thought this was supposed to be sapphic. Nope, just a bunch of heteronormative chicks hanging out. Sorry. I like listening to the ramblings on these streams, especially when we get into the mood. The world is a hell plane mood. A hell plane. I mean a plane of hell. Not like a bad airplane ride. I mean, if the world's a plane of hell, I'm on a very gentle plane of hell in the world. I don't feel too. I don't really feel too tortured. When I said I was undergoing absolute torture yesterday, I think that was probably a little bit of hyperbole. Liberatas Enlightening the World with TWFP and Eric. Don't forget about Rachel.
Yeah, I'm here too.
She's enlightening the world too.
Mm-hmm.
With her glorious angelic lights.
Okay.
You're welcome. So, it kind of feels like there's a lot of hurry up and wait involved in this shit, you know? Like, certain times you gotta scramble, other times nothing's happening, you just gotta wait. Right now, I guess this is a wait time.
Wow, you sound dapper. You sound like you look like a dapper dame, Lucifer. I like the matching.
Did you guys call it a debutante ball? I think you should have called it a debutante ball. You know, there's a, used to be maybe 20 years ago, I don't know, a pornography series called Dirty Debutantes.
Thanks, CJ O'Connell. This is the third compliment on my hair. It must be true then.
I said it must be true after two, but with three, it's guaranteed
Yeah.
true. What is your preference, Eric? Sacrifice the present for the future or sacrifice the future for the present? I mean, ideally, he sacrificed some present for the future, and yet, I mean, you gotta have some kind of a balance, right? You gotta be able to enjoy your present, have a sustainable present that gives you satisfaction, but not be too indulgent such that you throw away your future in the process, you know? You gotta strike a balance. And there's also the past to factor in. The past is critical for me in terms of learning from mistakes, getting better, etc. But it's also a burden. You know, I carry with me painful memories. I relive past failures a lot, etc. So you got to really balance the past, present, and future in as best a way as you can. Somebody said, I don't remember who it was, I think it might have been Legends Fall, who said that certain types that people idealize, fear, and address each of those. So, like, I idealize the future, I address the present, and I fear the past. My friend Cameron idealizes the present, fears the future, and addresses the past. Or maybe he addresses the future and fears the past. I'm not sure. I guess by always making sure he's prepared for a rainy day, which is an STJ specialty, they're addressing the future. Cameron, like me, I guess, is kind of scared of the past. Is full of bad memories and stuff. Rachel, I guess, would, I don't know, what do you think you do? Which one do you think you idealize? The present, past, or future?
I think an INFJ in general idealizes the future.
What do you think you address?
The present.
And you fear the past?
Mm-hmm.
So you're the same as me.
You can even see it like with Corey a little bit, you know, like he like
Idealizes the future?
yeah. Maybe
Yeah, well, I mean, Liz idealizes the past.
yeah.
And I think she probably addresses the future and fears the present. That seems to make a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
Am I worried about the rain this week? I mean, I'm a little worried about the cats, but taking some countermeasures. I propped up the back door of the garage with some cat food in there. Of course, the other night when we did that, it brought raccoons in. There were raccoon prints in the garage in the morning, wet
Yeah.
raccoon prints. So, you know, we do what we do. The cats are having to make sacrifices too. And it's just tough beans for everybody involved.
So Wednesday it's supposed to rain and Thursday.
Memorial Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you know, hopefully when he shows the house, we'll have a break in the clouds and it'll be that gorgeous blue Los Angeles January. Because I mean, when it's not raining, right now it's absolutely gorgeous around here. And it's only really raining some of the time. It's kind of sporadic rain. If it's pouring tomorrow, obviously that's not gonna help in showing the house, but I don't know if it's gonna hurt that much or not. It depends on your buyers. Like, I suspect some buyers are more susceptible to what it looks like in the moment, and other buyers are more susceptible to looking for a deal, and other buyers are more susceptible to looking for houses with certain features, and I suspect it really depends on the buyer.
Mm-hmm.
There is a degree of sacrifice required to have a hopeful future. You have to look ahead some. You have to make sure your ways are sustainable, or that you have some kind of safety net or backup plan or whatever. For a lot of us, for me certainly, that backup plan was my parents. If shit falls apart, you go back to your parents' house or whatever. That's not really why I went back to my parents' house, which kind of is. Yeah, thanks, Chipshot. It is a pretty cool backdrop, huh? And the lighting here is good because we got this light right overhead that is just shining right down on us. It's pretty sharp. There's a big white limousine on Times Square. Can you see all this live on YouTube? I got several monitors. It's fun. Well, I used to have split monitors, two monitors for my laptop, but I don't anymore. I'm accustomed to having both TV and computer plugged into the same laptop, but right now this is hit and miss. In this hotel, one of the reasons why I like it is it's got an HDMI box on the side of the TV, so you don't have to try to finagle behind the TV to get the HDMI cable in. So that's kind of nice. And this time they didn't charge us for Wi-Fi. Not sure why.
Maybe starting the 1st of January, they were like, we change over to have our guests have free Wi-Fi.
Maybe. Eric, you are Kratom? Yeah, I know what Kratom is. I've taken it before. It's kind of yeah. It's you have to take a lot of it to get effects. One time I took a bunch of it and I got quite a big effect from it, but I'm not sure I liked it. Teaspoon here, Eric? Just do a teaspoon of Kratom? Well, I don't really have any particular strong feelings about it either way. It's just kind of doesn't really do anything. Not much. I mean, if you take a bunch of it, it'll make you go to sleep.
Yay!
Rachel and I have been eating kind of a lot of gummies lately.
Yeah.
We like these plus gummies.
Yeah, you too.
But they only had 110 of them left at the gummy store. They're my favorite kind. Although, The ones
These are
we
pretty
ate
good.
earlier seem to be fine.
Yeah, they're the next best. Wild.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It totally is the same company.
Which one?
Wild.
And what? Plus?
And Lutefaces, they make Wild in Oregon.
No, these ones are green apple. They're quite good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't drink alcohol.
Uh-oh. Guess what's coming out, you guys? Eric's got some tarot.
Who would like a 4-card spread? Actually, a 5-card spread. Okay, so Sam, here's your 5-card spread. Card number 1, your frame of reference. Okay, I saw it, but I'm not sure I see it yet. Card number 2 is yourself, or also known as the present situation. Card number 3 is the problem. Card number 4 is other people. And card number 5 is the outcome. Okay, here's your frame of reference. Sassoon's frame of reference is the Knight of Pentacles.
Knight
Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. That means you're being adult-like and you're thinking. That's the frame of reference you're drinking. Making good thoughts, being thoughtful, being smart, and not being dumb. Okay, now the self that you are. The Queen of Swords.
You're even more knowledgeable than you think you are.
Well, it seems to me that you're the Queen of Swords, but in this frame of reference, you're doing Knight of Swords shit. So you're kind of having to sink down to someone's level thinking-wise, perhaps. The problem. This seems to verify that. The Hierophant. Hierophants are notoriously not good with their TI. They're more of a TE kind of guy. Hierophants. Now, other people. Upside down temperance. I'm going to play that as upside down. Other people are not being temperate enough. They're demanding too much of you. And lastly, the outcome. The Knight of Wands. It was actually upside down.
That was upside down too. So how do you interpret the upside down Knight of Wands?
A lack of adult solvency. The outcome is basically it's saying you're going to be two Page of Wandsy. That's how I interpret that. Yeah, sure. Okay, so that's
Lack of what, Sassoon asks?
a lack of adult solvency. Meaning you're being a little childlike in your solutions. Alright. Next up, I believe we got was his name. Alright, we're doing you a 5-card reading, was his name. Your first card is a frame of reference. Your second card is yourself. Your third card is the problem. Your fourth card is other people. And your fifth card is the outcome. Alright, so your frame of reference is Queen of Swords. This is high level thinking. It's also not too boxed in by its own binariness. Yourself, was his name, is upside down 5 of Swords. So, not being greedy?
Yeah.
You're not greedy. Congratulations, was his name. The problem is 5 of
Sticks.
5 of sticks. I'm not sure what
Too
that
many
one. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many cooks in the kitchen because you're not selfish enough. Other people are the Hanged Man.
Reversed.
Upside down, the Hanged Man.
So people can't see your position. They're not understanding your side of things.
I could interpret that as they won't let you wait to decide as long as you want to. And then the outcome is the upside down 9 of Pentacles.
9 of Pentacles usually means financial independence.
Well, you work at Whataburger, so upside down 9 of Pentacles makes sense. I've been to Whataburger, even though they don't have them in California. I ate there when I was in Texas one time. Maybe I even ate at the Whataburger that you work at. Wouldn't that be exciting? Yeah, it would.
You do a 5 full card for me.
Sure.
Who else would like a reading?
Rachel's friend. Rachel's self. Rachel's problem. Other people.
Ludwig.
Rachel's other people. And Rachel's outcome. Rachel's friend. Upside down 4 of Swords.
Definitely not resting. I'm on speed.
Okay, and yourself, Page of Pentacles.
Be
A little childlike with money.
yeah, but saving. You
Yeah,
know.
we're doing fine. Yeah, we're not being too irresponsible. The problem is the Nine of Cups. Dinner with Jesus is the problem. Too many options, sort of.
Yeah.
Or a lot of bounty creating a lot of responsibilities and stuff.
Right.
Other people. Knight of Pentacles. Probably me. One above you on the page. Maybe. Yeah, probably me.
Yeah.
And then the outcome. Two of Swords. Don't snip off your nose.
I wonder what it is I'm conflicted about.
I mean, I think our situation is fundamentally Two of Swords. Are we in a hotel? Are we in a house? Are we door dashing? Are we getting frozen dinners? It's a continual series of binary choices, you know. Lou, you're next, and then I will do a 3-card spread for myself, Jeff Shaw. Would I agree that we need some more time here on Earth if one wants to read all books and see all movies? For sure, but there's too many bad books and movies to want that. Alright, Lou. Your frame of reference is this one. And you yourself, also called the present, it's not wanting to come out. Let's see which one is it. The deck's really fighting me on this one. There we go. Okay. Next we've got the problem. We've got other people and the outcome. All right. Frame of reference. Knight of Pentacles. Trying to be adult-like in your finances.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna treat myself, but I'm gonna take in account the finances that I have.
Yourself right now is the upside down Empress. You're not feeling like the Queen of Queens.
No.
Can it heal the no weed blues? Well, we'll give it a shot, Paul Snow. We will give it a shot and find out. All right, Lou, the problem.
The sun.
The sun is your problem. Too much exposure, perhaps. Now, the third card is other people. Other people, justice. I like this dog justice card a lot. It's got a nice symmetry to it. And then the outcome, 5 of Sticks. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many sapphics at the masquerade ball.
Yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Yeah, maybe you got too many things going on at once in your life. Maybe you should pare it back a little bit already. Okay. Now, we got Paul Snow. Your frame of reference, Paul Snow. The overarching frame here. Your present or self. Your problem. other people. The outcome. Okay, your frame of reference is the upside down strength. This doesn't necessarily mean you're weak, could mean simply that you're impatient. I think of strength as also being patience. So that's the frame, not you, that's the frame, right? So the frame of reference here is either matters around you that require more strength than you have, other people who don't have adequate strength to do what they need to do, or patience. You, or the present, is this one. Too many cooks in the kitchen. This one keeps popping up. So maybe too many things on your plate, too many people trying to get involved in making decisions that complicate things unnecessarily, that kind of thing. The problem. 5 of Cups. Regret. Your problem is regret. You wish you hadn't knocked over these 3 cups. And you're ignoring the fact that you still have 2 cups that aren't knocked over. The other people. Upside down wheel of fortune. Other people are too boring. They're not random enough. They're just too predictable. And that's either good or bad, I guess. Not necessarily good or bad. They're predictable, not unpredictable. You might find that bad, though, since it's upside down. And the outcome. The Emperor. Well, it sounds like you might be, figuring out how to put together your cups, your rods, your swords, your pentacles, so that you too can get a staged house decoration between your legs. So it's just like something that's on our shelf at home. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Paul Snow. Now, has CJ had a reading yet?
No, I don't think so. CJ, would you like a reading?
Of course he would. Actually, I've already left, Eric. Aw. Well, we might do a reading for CJ in absentia. Here's his frame of reference. So I said I'd do a 3-pull for me.
Oh, 3-pull for you first then?
Yeah, okay. 3-pull for me first. Okay, so me, not me, I mean, it's things that are not me, not everything but me, and the resolution. Me. Ooh, la, la. Rachel, I think you know what's coming tonight.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. The world other than me. The sun. It's constant exposure. The resolution. Upside down 10 of Cups. What's 10 of Cups?
Emotional harmony.
Well, I would say that our current time period is rather emotionally topsy-turvy as we go 180 after 180.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do one for Oh Yeah and then CJ O'Connell.
I think we did Oh Yeah. We did Oh Yeah
Did we do
first.
it? Oh, we did Oh Yeah first. Okay, so
Let's
then
do CJ.
O'Connell.
Even if he's not here anymore. We can do Jeff Shaw too.
We do Jeff Shaw too, yeah.
Alright. CJ O'Connell. Frame. You in the present. What's wrong with you? Your problem. The role of other people in your life. The significant role of that in your life. And the outcome. CJ's frame of reference is death.
Something's come to an end.
Yeah. Probably something that was once alive. Now, you and your present are the chariot.
Moving forward.
Moving forward. Dead things, see you later. Next, the problem. Regret. You knocked over 3 cups. God damn it, I shouldn't have gotten so drunk, says what that little dog is saying. I'll do you next. Or after Jeff Shaw, I'll do you, show me, dear. Other people, Queen of Swords. Everybody else is all thinking and thinking and chatting and, you know. And then the resolution or outcome. You're a flying dog, flying with sticks, flying into the air. CJ O'Connell is flying with sticks. He's a little dog so fair. Congratulations, CJ O'Connell, you're flying with sticks.
After we do show medias, can we clarify my 2 of Swords?
Sure, let's do Jeff Shaw before show media though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Jeff Shaw's frame of reference. Pow! Jeff Shaw, present you. Jeff Shaw, the problem. Jeff Shaw, other people. Jeff Shaw, the resolution or outcome. Okay, the frame of reference here. 2 of Cups. Look at those 2 dogs. They each have their own cup. One of it says Jake and one of it says Lila. Frame of reference is, you know, your best pal or your soulmate or something like that. You, in the present, are upside down 3 of Swords. You right now in the present are upside down betrayal. You're not feeling betrayed at the moment.
No.
Jeff Shaw, your problem is 10 of Cups. Harmonious emotions is a problem somehow. I don't know what that means. You're too harmonious? Seems unlikely, but possibly. Other people. Upside down, 8 of Cups.
Are not usually upright. It means emotionally moving on. So maybe
Other people are not emotionally moving on. Other people around you are stuck where they are emotionally. And the outcome, Jeff Shaw, the High Priestess. The noble and wise eyes of the High Priestess intuit across the landscape to provide clarity. Isn't that nice for you?
it is so nice for you.
I always get the low priestess. She's just good at cleaning toilets. Okay, next up we got show media.
Show media is next.
Your frame of reference show media is this one. Your present you is this one. Your problem is this one. Other people is this one. And the outcome is this one. Show media, the frame of reference, king of cups.
You're like emotionally on top of your game. You're feeling emotionally stable and you're in charge of your feelings.
Yeah. You've got mastery of mush. Well, that's the frame anyway. The frame of reference is mastery of mush, whether you actually have it or not. You in the present are actually 8 of pentacles.
Working hard for your money.
You work hard for your money. You're a little brown dog, so you better treat you right. Now, the problem is the sun again.
The sun.
Too much exposure. Are we still in PDX? What's PDX?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So your problem is too much exposure, show media. You're getting sunburn. Oh, no. We're in Arcadia, just at a hotel instead of at our house. Now, other people are flying dogs with flying sticks. But the outcome for you, show media, is this. The upside down moon. I think that's a good card. You know what I think upside down moon card means? Actualizing concepts. It's the SE card, the upside down moon. Instead of just being dreamy about shit, you're making it happen. That's my interpretation of upside down moon. Lucifer, do you think my upside down moon interpretation is correct?
Can we clarify my 2 of Swords?
Oh yeah, clarification coming right up. By the time I'm done clarifying this, it's going to be so clear you're never going to think anything ever will be muddy again. That's how clear it's going to be.
Why do I have the 2 of Swords?
Well,
what am I thinking about?
Here, I'll clarify it like this. This is what the first sword is. This is what the second sword is. And this is the factor you need to consider regarding how to resolve between the 2 swords. So the first sword is the Hierophant. The rules, regular way of doing things, TE. The second sword is Justice, TI. And the resolution is the upside down 3 of sticks.
Sticks, I guess? Yeah.
Upside down 3 of sticks.
It's usually waiting for your ships to come in.
Well, my resolution is we're not going to be waiting very long.
That's good. I like that reading. Thank you. That makes things clear.
Okay. Well, that was some fun tarot with our wise dog friends. Some of whom are wiser than others. This one, I believe, is the High Priestess. So she's pretty wise.
Yeah, she is pretty wise.
Well, I see the Moon card as dreaming about shit rather than making it real, making it happen. I like to call that card Dream a Little Dream of Pee. Okay, well, I'm gonna take a short break and go downstairs and smoke a cigarette.
Okay.
Can you hold down the fort while I'm gone?
Sure. Does anyone know if there are planets in retrograde right now? If you guys don't know, then I'll look it up for us.
My left nut is in retrograde right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
You feel the sperm moving the other way?
Yeah. It's like it's in the southern hemisphere and I'm flushing it.
Oh. I think there are some planets in retrograde right now. I haven't kept up though. I did see a reading for a full moon in Cancer coming up, but I don't know when it's coming up. Let me check on my phone. So it looks like in a few days, maybe a couple days, we'll have a full moon. Yes, oh yeah? Psst. Usually that means we did a reading for you. Oh, Cancer moon. Yeah, you are about to be howling. Paul Snow's a Cancer moon as well. You got some feelings in you. Ludafe says, I haven't kept up either. I fall off the wagon with the finer points of astrology. Yeah, me as well, because I don't agree with everything that astrology has to offer. Some stuff I do, some stuff I don't. I think it's just fun for entertainment purposes. Because, like opposites, some conjunctions and squares get a real bad rap in birth chart terminology. And I am not really into that. Cool, CJ O'Connell. Hope you find the reading to be informative. Let me see, I'm going to look to see if there's any retrograde planets. It looks like Mercury is in retrograde. Mars is in retrograde. Uranus is in retrograde. So Uranus is in retrograde. Alright. Yeah, Uranus is in retrograde. Mars is in retrograde, and Mercury. It's kind of a lot of planets in retrograde. So having Mercury in retrograde means that your electronics may go haywire. Your cell phone might have trouble upgrading. Your laptop might have issues. It's also a planet of quick travel, so you might have a lot of traffic even though the holiday's over. Might have miscommunications with friends and colleagues. Yeah, like misunderstandings in communications. Let's see, what else is Mercury rule? Fast travel, fast thoughts. You may feel a little bit more anxious about what you have to say. You might have to speak in front of people, and then when you do, you're like, oh crap, I didn't mean to say all that stuff. Or an interview that you go on goes really well when you thought it went horribly. So everything's like backwards. So Mars in retrograde means that our action, our will, our drive will be thwarted. So we're gonna feel stuck in the mud. Like we're gonna want to start something, and it might take longer than expected. We may not feel like fighting, although other people may want to fight with us. Retrograde Mars. You might have like things that you want to get done, like around the house, or like your car, or you might want to get stuff done with like men, and it's just not happening. I think it ends, the stuck in the mud stuff ends January 12th. Uranus retrograde is also about technology. So, but it has to do with like interwebs. So the internet might stall out on you a lot. Or you might find that you spent a little bit too much on your internet bill this month.
Oh, I know what that is. I was like, what is that? Those are reverse blood spots for me.
Oh.
Those are my own reverse blood spots.
Oh yes, Rachel, do two INFJ repel each other? I don't think that they repel each other. They don't like. I don't think that two INFJs repel each other.
What's your experience in dealing with Corey? Like, do you guys make occasional eye contact and have some sort of like mutual recognition, or are you both attending elsewhere?
My interactions with Corey are usually short.
Yeah.
like, he's definitely there to hang with you, and yeah.
Well, yeah, it can be difficult to hang out with Corey when Liz is present if you're not occupying Liz. You know?
Yeah.
This chair kind of looks like one of those fancy purses.
It does.
I think INFJs and INFJs have kind of mutual respect for their mutualities. Like, we were talking about some pretty dark subjects the other night, you know, and I was contrasting between suicides, you know, that Liz's brother taking his own life was a horrible, awful, tragic thing. Whereas it's going to be wounding to her for the rest of her life, I'm sure, you know. And then I said, whereas my parents' deaths is the best thing that ever happened to me. And both Corey and Liz like simultaneously cringed, and then Corey said, she doesn't like to hear that. And of course, the reason neither of them like to hear it is because it's both true and insensitive. You know, it's FI polar and FE third making a mess of both F's in exchange for N and I guess a dark humor kind of FE. So, yeah, that's an example of two NIFJs reacting identically to the same stimulus. Obviously, oh, you did, huh? Well, I hope you enjoyed them. They were chosen especially for you by the tarot. Words and wisdoms of the tarot. Anyway, that bipolar. That bipolar says things like that sometimes and can be shockingly oblivious. Even and can be oblivious about the fact that they're oblivious. You know, like what? What? That's normal, right? And there's a fair amount of that happens with your polar function in general. So the retrograde planets leave us stuck in the mud. Is that the takeaway?
Mars in retrograde can make you feel stuck in the mud.
I feel a little stuck in the mud right now, I guess. I'm just having to be patient, and being patient is not something I'm very good at. I'm having to be patient, I'm having to be flexible, not because I feel like being flexible, right? You know, I'm not getting to be flexible, I'm having to be flexible. So, You know, when Rachel and I heard today that we were gonna have to, um, we're gonna have to go to this hotel tonight, Rachel really looked like, fuck this noise. About as much as I ever see her look that way, which she still didn't really say anything.
No, I don't. I
She just
wasn't.
looked like, oh my god,
I'm
again.
surprised at that red on my face because I don't really. I was more worried about having to clean up.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what we were both not looking forward to. You managed to mostly avoid it. I don't mind. It turned out to be a lot less work than I expected. Thanks. I'm trying to camouflage myself from desert cats. I use makeup, whatever is fine. That's what I do. I use makeup, whatever. Why is ENTP Rage so funny? I was dying of laughter at your absolute torture live stream replays. Well, thank you, Walter. It makes me want to watch it now. That rage is funny because I'm not really angry at anybody except myself. So there's no victim really. Just being outraged at how totally incompetent I am at everything, it seems like, you know. Tonight went pretty smooth. We got out of that house and into this hotel in about an hour, and the only thing that was a little bit iffy is I left the keyboard in the car. Not that big of a deal. I'll probably have to go down there and pull a couple rips before bed too, so I'll have to go get my keys from the valet guy and say, don't want you to go get my car. I'm going to go to my car to pull one of those. So just give me my keys and I'll give them back to you in a little bit. I mean, it's been a hilariously, outrageously ridiculous set of days is partially the issue as well. Today seems to have gone more smoothly. Um, we actually went and got some plastic utensils, and we got some paper, more paper plates, and some more creamer, and then, well, then we were gonna go home, settle in, have some frozen dinners or something. Oh no, we were gonna go to Casa Bianca for dinner, and then that's when all this real estate stuff went down, and then that disrupted our whole evening plans. We were gonna live at 6, you know, so I had to go to Delilah. We had to come back to our house and do that shit that neither of us wanted to do. It turned out to be not so bad. But as far as the days prior, there was just such a succession of hilarious misfortunes. It was ridiculous. You know, like nothing would go smoothly. It was crazy. But as I get a little bit more experience dealing with this fluidity, I feel a little bit more comfortable with it, I guess. However, you can't really ever get accustomed to constant change, you know. It's, it can be less of a shock to your system. I guess you can expect it more, but the fact that things are constantly changing precludes you from really getting used to it.
Yeah, it does.
Would I agree that technology is getting out of hand? No. I don't know even what that would mean. Is that like dropping your phone? When I drop my phone, yes, I would agree that technology is getting out of hand. I mean, the thing about the tarot is there's something going on in your life story that's going to link to any one of those cards. Sometimes they link very poorly, but sometimes they link spookily well, you know? Uh, Intuiting out where the linkage is, in other words, which parts of the card's meaning to highlight, and how to link it to its frame or subframe, you know. Like I like to do like a debate case with a framing card and then cards underneath, but it doesn't really work that well in tarot. It's better to do something like a Celtic cross. I like the Celtic cross ritual. I've been doing those.
Mhm.
I like them because, well, they played all those great games against the Lakers back in the 80s.
Who did?
And Celtic cross.
Oh, that's funny.
Is the tarot the same as fake news? it's it's another way of making meaning about the world and your life and your narratives that allows you to use symbology and holistic things instead of just the more deductive parts of language that are more TI driven or the expressive parts of language that are more FI driven. It's a way of turning NI into something like a deliberative tool like TI or FI. I'm not sure what fake news is. I guess like
Yeah.
Elvis is still alive and was spotted at LAX yesterday. That would be fake news.
Yeah.
Are the gods we have created ruining love relationships? I mean, which gods have we created? Like, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Are you meaning that metaphorically? Or do you mean literally the various deities that people worship? The last one. I don't think that people's relationship with faith-based behaviors is necessarily informative about their love relationships, although it can be. I certainly don't think there's a general rule regarding whether or not it negatively or positively impacts love relationships. You know, If the two parties have a similar relationship with their faith-based behaviors, I mean, if each of their relationship, if each of them has faith-based behaviors that are equivalent in terms of scope and significance to each other, the other party, then it should be fine. You know, if you're somebody who wants to spend all your time praying and going to church and shit, then your partner is pretty much going to have to also be somebody who wants to spend all their time praying and going to church and shit. I think Rachel and I have an equivalent amount of religiosity.
Yeah.
Why did Beyonce mimic the Statue of Liberty on her last album?
When did her last album come out? Is this a new album? I didn't know that she did that.
Maybe because it's an easy pose to strike.
Probably.
All you have to do is hold a flaming torch.
Yeah.
The album was called Renaissance. Or maybe because Beyonce wants the huddled masses yearning to be free to go to her house.
It looks like she's on top of a horse. She looks like Lady Godiva.
Lady Godiva is not the Statue of Liberty. Lady Godiva, children at your feet, wonder how you're going to make ends meet. You eat the meow meow, I'll have the poo. Together we'll go out to the zoo. Remember that famous Beatles song? I think a lot of magic is often simply utilizing intuition, but doing so can yield surprisingly genuine magical results which require responsibility to be necessary. In other words, magic is basically real. Well, yeah, but it comes in different forms. Like, the more intuitive you are, the more you're going to experience the connections in terms of your mappings and your actualities as meaningful in some kind of way, right? Whether or not you interpret it magically depends on whether you're a rationalist or not. The way that you talk about magic is the way rationalists talk about magic. That's a very ENTP, a very ENTP way of talking about magic, kind of splitting the difference. You know, people with both weak and strong intuition with NI tend to have a fair amount of magical thinking, but there's a big difference between like ESTP or ESFP, fourth slot NI, versus dominant INTJ or INFJ NI, which is, well, they all do different things, I guess. What is magic, Eric? Why is Eric magic? Well, magic is the accomplishment of ends via irreducible, non-reproducible means, inconsistent with understood mechanisms. Is it the same as power? No, because pushing my car pedal down to go faster gets me more power, but it's not magic. The point is, if you accomplish goals through irreducible, in other words, unexplainable means, and in irreproducible ways, that are inconsistent with understood mechanisms of actualizing things or concretizing things, then it's magic. Hey, Eric was curious as to what shotgun I should get. I don't even think that religion or even spirituality are necessarily magic. Well, yeah, I mean, the terms are, they all suffer from the same situation as the term paranormal. In order to qualify the term paranormal, it can't be normal, right? And it can't be explained, right? In conventional means, and yet it can't be entirely established as some. I mean, the thing is, it has to be in the netherworld, right? Once you prove how something's accomplished, or that it definitely is, then it's no longer paranormal. It's normal. So humanity will always have this netherworld of things that don't have explanations that draw to them this desire we have with spooky things that don't exist, you know? Of course, you can make lots of arguments as to how these spooky things do exist and how there's lots of evidence for meow, 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 meow. But once they do exist for sure, then they cease to be these spooky things. Then they become known. It's their quality of being in that netherworld of unknownness that makes them interesting. Dreams will forever remain paranormal. I mean, not they're not consciously normal, but I don't think you'd call them paranormal. Which type will do best in sales? ENFJ probably. Possibly ESFJ, depending on what they're selling. Talk some about sleep paralysis. Well, I don't really get it. I think it may be something NI types are more susceptible to than SI types. But,
I've never had sleep paralysis.
But I have had this thing happen where I'm asleep and I think like I'm having some kind of bad dream and I think I need to wake up. And then I wake up, but I'm still dreaming. I'm just waking up in the dream. And then realizing, oh no, I'm still dreaming. No, this time I'm really going to open my eyes and wake up. And then I wake up, but I'm still dreaming. I've had that happen before.
Wow.
I'm trying to wake myself up because it's a bad dream, but every wake up is just more part of the dream.
Wow.
Anybody else ever had that happen to them? When I was a kid, I used to as I was falling asleep, I used to feel that I was falling from a height to the ground. I'd always jolt up before I hit the ground.
I had that feeling.
It used to happen all the time as a kid. It hasn't happened in years though. I mean, the reason it seems to me that at least the Christian view is basically considered immoral to be magic is because it's tampering with God's reality, which is basically not our place. It's horrible, and upon researching, I found the problem the world over had the people the world over had the same bad trip about this thing. What thing? Sleep paralysis? Oh. Yeah, you have to be careful with magic. I had a bad experience trying to do magic. I created the calamity bear by
That's
accident.
exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah. And it wasn't trying to make a bad magic thing, but I think I made a cursed object. And it was really crazy how calamitous that calamity bear was.
Yeah.
A lot of calamity going on there. When was the last time I tried to make a magic thing? And you fall asleep in a dream and have some dream in a dream. No, I don't think I've had that. I just failed to wake up in a dream, dreaming that I'm waking up only to still be in a dream. There's this thing just past where you can see, but a presence, the goblin thing that shows when under your sleep paralysis. Huh. Eric, what is the staff of Ra? Um, I think that might be King Tutankhamun's cock. I feel the falling feeling when I'm exhausted, like nose dipping into the dream state and getting whiplash back out within 1/100th of a second. Ha ha! Exactly. With great power comes great responsibility. 100 based. By the way, also based by the Celtic Cross. We have one up above our door at my house, which is my parents' house, as a reminder. Well, my house is my parents' house too, CJ. The only difference between me and you is that my parents are dead. Eric, I'm waiting for the Indiana Jones, the Dial of Destiny. Well, wait harder.
Is Harrison Ford gonna be?
Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Good question. Way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises early in the morning. I was raised casually Catholic. You could call it, and we're Irish, so yeah, haha, that's why. CJ O'Connell? O'Connell's an Irish name? I thought you were Korean. Negroes. Yo, long time viewer. I appreciate the videos you put out. Reaches another level of high-minded conversations. Well, thanks a lot, Negroes. But I don't think that you are fooling me at all. So goodbye to you. Yes, they de-aged him. Oh, I didn't know that Hollywood had that ability. I'm impressed.
He de-aged him, huh? So does he wear like a plastic face?
Of himself when he was younger.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe they made a clone of him.
They also have this thing now where they can like put a face on another person's face digitally.
Digital face replacement.
That's gonna take a while to perfect, though.
I didn't even see it. CJ said, don't even worry about it. I did not see what it said. I was not looking quickly enough at the time. Cops in the family. Well, that's good if anybody ever steals your car. Now, I get them pretty frequently. Well, with that. Well, maybe you should marry him. Maybe you should. Maybe it's too maybe a maybe. Maybe it's probably you should marry him.
According to this app, one part of it says that we should not, marriage is not preferable.
For us?
Mm-hmm.
Part of which app?
Astro Sage.
Is it because we're equinox donkeys?
Yes.
You know what I would say about that. Meow, meow, meow. Marion quotidien. That was kind of a... That was a part of a storyline in the first Indiana Jones, I guess it was, that didn't age very well.
What?
Indiana Jones' relationship with Marion Cotillard.
They're two different people. Marion Cotillard was in Inception.
Boba Fett, you got it wrong.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the old one. I think I know what lady you're talking about.
Yes, I know what your lady you're talking about too, and that you're right. It didn't really go anywhere.
No, but the backstory of it.
Oh.
If I remember correctly, the backstory of it was that Indiana Jones had a relationship with her when she was like 14 or something. And he was like 20 something or whatever.
I didn't know
I think that's the backstory.
that.
He was maybe
That's
pulling
risky.
pulling a bit of a Lucky Baldwin.
Yeah.
I don't hate cops. Cops are people too, you know. My friend Johnny, he's a cop, and he called me after my dad was really sweet. I appreciated his call. I've met good cops, I've met bad cops, you know. I've met medium cops. Those are my least favorite kind. Did I get the backstory right, Summersmith? Oh. So like they were 15 and 27? That's kind of a odd choice to include in your hero's backstory. Like, hey, Indiana Jones. That girl's 15. You're 27. What are you doing?
It's a Steven Spielberg movie. I have not seen E.T.
Like, why do they go out of their way to specify that? Yeah, I mean, cops are people too. Cops are individuals, you know?
Yeah.
Just like everybody else. Groupism's always bad, even for cops.
Mm-hmm.
Just for anybody else. It may be true that the thing is, one thing that hurt cops' reputations a lot has been the behavior historically of police unions and their very aggressive um, public information campaigns, which are designed to make the cops the people in the right in every instance. You know, they're doing union work. They're being union reps, right? But it's not really appropriate for the police to have union reps perform in that capacity. They're public servants, you know. So that's that's a big source of the problem is police unions. And they're the ones who are setting the image for police officers all over the country, and they're not representing the scope and range of the individuals well. They're presenting this unified thin blue line kind of front that it just doesn't play well in the modern age. You know, they're not really doing it so much anymore. The cops are just as capable of reading the room as other people, maybe a little slower than most, but you know, they can eventually read the room. Yes, I know the audio is not as good a quality because um, I'm operating on a lean setup. You know, I don't have my microphone. I just have the microphone that comes with the camera set up and going here. I can turn it up a little louder with the filter there. Hopefully that maybe be a little bit clearer, but we're just gonna have to continue to be until we complete this process. Probably I'm gonna just have to deal with this kind of audio. It's non-ideal, suboptimal, you might say. Too high a percentage of rat feces in your hamburger. But, you know, sometimes you gotta eat a little rat feces burger. You know, it's the only way to get by in these chaotic, wild-eyed, rip-roaring times. Would you call our current times rip-roaring?
So like, will we be living in the rip roaring 20s?
No, I was more talking about it from a SI perspective. Like, are we currently having rip-roaring times?
I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't use those words to describe this time.
No,
No.
me neither.
Mm.
I would describe them more as shit boring times than rip roaring times. Well, is that better or worse? Is it too loud now? Am I blasting your eardrums with my manly voice, causing disruption to your feminine organs? Am I making you say, ooh, law, law? If not, have you tried saying it? Maybe you'll find you like it. I'm only here to hear Eric's drony voice in the background. Wow. Then let me drone on. Once upon a time, there were 1,000 shepherds and 1,000 sheep. Each shepherd had exactly one sheep. The sheep each approached their respective shepherd. Hey there, shepherd, each sheep said. I'll be your sheep today. I hope to enjoy working with you. In reply, each of the shepherds said a different thing. The 1,000th shepherd said, I don't want to have a good day with you because you're just a sheep. He was the mean shepherd. Nobody liked him. Later that day, everyone sat down and had mutton sandwiches. The end. Oh yeah, we upgraded our backdrop. We went to the store, We said, give me your most upgradedest backdrop. And they gave us this. And we said, how much is it? They said, $5. We bought it. And now here we are in front of it. Upgraded backdrop. If you love upgraded backdrops and you hate downgraded backdrops, then you're going to love tonight's upgraded backdrop. You're a little hesitant to visit the Washington Monument. Are you afraid that you'll be overcome by an irresistible urge to chop down a cherry tree? That's fair concern to have.
That really is. I know I would want to.
When I visited the Washington Monument, I chopped down 12 or 14 cherry trees just on the way back to the hotel.
Wow. Did you collect the cherries too?
No, I just compulsively, wildly swung an axe until I exhausted myself. It was called the Cherry Massacre of 1984. 85. That's when I went to Washington, D.C., same time I went to New York.
Oh.
The New York and Washington trip of my middle school. Mad weed would be like an 8th a day. That's what I would call smoking mad weed. I should get some wooden teeth. Look how flat I am now.
You're so flat.
I'm so much flatter than I was before.
Yeah.
That's because somebody gave me flatness lessons yesterday, and I applied what I learned. Eric, what about a yoga massage? Recently, I don't really know how to do yoga massages. I've never asked Rachel if she knows how to do yoga massages.
No, I don't.
No.
Sorry.
We have special kinds of intimacy touchings that we do. They're reserved for people in love like us. Because we've been together for 3 years now, I'm allowed to touch her breasts through the shirt.
What base would you call that?
Second and a half. Or no, first and a half. Sorry, first and a half base.
Do we have to be in the yoga positions to be doing this?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to touch your breasts unless I'm sitting full lotus. That's why I've been doing so much full lotus sitting lately. I'm looking forward to the 5-year mark when we finally get to see each other naked.
That's real Christianity.
It's going to be pretty special. Oh, we've been waiting 5 years to see those boobs. Anyway, that's because we're responsible relationship partners. We know how to keep our hands off of each other.
I'm impressed with your flatness right now.
I'm pretty flat.
Yeah.
Oh, I look like just a disembodied head. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm having my body serviced right now, so it's just gonna be my head and Rachel here tonight, and hopefully the concierge downstairs will have finished servicing my body
No, I
before the
don't.
end of the stream.
I like the downward facing dog. I just don't feel like doing it.
I don't know how to do the downward dog. I didn't even know it was a yoga thing. I had no idea what you were talking about until I finally said, oh, it must be a yoga thing. The downward dog. How about the reverse upside down crab walk?
That is so difficult. That's actually a thing. It's so difficult.
I know. The only reason I know the thing is I saw it in that episode of Family Guy,
Uh-huh.
in which Miley Cyrus does it, I believe. Nude.
That's funny.
Just try it for a change. Who knows? You might like it. Okay, here we go. Yoga. Namaste. Yoga. Lotus flower. Standing tall. Yoga leg. Yoga arm. There you go. Everybody, that's your new yoga routine. When you want my foot then, there it is so close to you. Look, you can see each my little toes. When you want foot. Through the summer and the fall, you want to see my foot, that's all. And that's my foot that's singing. Can you hear it sing so well? And when foot is right side up, then you will see it end. And in the heel down at the bottom. When you see foot. Thank you, thank you. That was my foot singing when you see foot. Like this. Look, I'm pointing at something. I guess that makes me God. Or maybe Adam, because he's also pointing, if I remember correctly, Rod. Look, I'm pointing at something. Maybe that makes me God. Probably it makes me Adam, because he's pointing at something too now, Rod. See me point? I'm good at pointing. I'm pointing there. Now I'm pointing there. Now I'm going to point over there. Look at me point. If you want to know how to point at things, look at my finger and listen to me sing. Point like this and point like that and point over there. Point at that. There is brown and there is tan and orange around all it can. Here's how you point. Point, point, point.
You're pointing so well.
Hey. Yeah, it's dumb, but you know, people do dumb things. Like whoever this person is, he's trying to come in and be a spike monkey. Well, I think I'm about ready to wrap it up. What do you think, Rachel?
Sure.
Yeah. All right then. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Meow, 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 meow. Love you. See you later. Don't forget your Frenchies.